Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Arsenal setting new asking price as Edu can avoid repeating Cristiano Ronaldo transfer mistake, and then we're going to look at Arsenal suffering £100 million Jack Grealish blow. So the first transfer headline states that Arsenal set new asking price as Edu can avoid repeating Cristiano Ronaldo transfer mistake. So the reports are stating that Arsenal are set to be active in the summer transfer window as technical director Edu looks to bolster Mikel Arteta's first team squad for the 2021-2022 season. Arsenal were being busy in both transfer windows this season, and that is expected to continue ahead of the 2021-2022 season. The big deal last summer was activating Thomas Partey's £45 million release clause at Atletico Madrid on deadline day to go along with the signings of Willian, Gabriel Magalhaes, Dani Ceballos and Alex Runarsson. Then in the January window, the Gunners were just as active, signing Matt Ryan and Martin Odegaard on loan, although the efforts were focused on trimming the first team squad. Mesut Ozil, Socrates and Shkodran Mustafi were the three of the four players to leave permanently, the other being Matt Macy, after each agreed to terminate their Arsenal contracts 5 months before they were due to expire. Furthermore, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Joe Willock, Sead Kolasinac and William Saliba all left on loan in the search of regular first-team football during the second half of the season. Speaking after the window closed, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta heaped praise on technical director Edu. "I think he is doing a great job at the club since I joined," the Spaniard said. "The clarity that he showed when they came to try to convince me to join the club and then to stick to the plan we have and the way he is going about it, I am really impressed with him." Now it would appear that Edu's attention has already turned to the summer transfer window, with reports claiming that the Gunners have made another approach for Sporting Lisbon striker Tiago Tomas. Back in February, there were reports that a £20 million deal was close to being finalised, despite the fact that the 18-year-old has a release clause of £52 million in his contract, which he signed with the Portuguese Giants in June 2020. But due to the current economic climate and sporting spending in recent years, it was suggested that the club may accept as a deal as low as £20 million. However, that's no longer the case if reports in Portugal are to be believed, as Sporting's stance has apparently changed after winning their first Liga NOS title in almost 2 decades. The report states that the newly crowned champions of Portugal no longer feel under any pressure to sell Tomas because of his contract situation and the prospect of seeing his valuation rise with some good performances in the Champions League next season. Therefore, Arsenal have been made aware that they will need to bid close to Tomas' €60 million buyout clause in order to sign him this summer. This stance will provide a test to Edu's willingness to get a deal done, as it has previously been reported that the club have made it clear they do not want to regret missing out on such a player in the future, after former manager Arsene Wenger came close to signing Cristiano Ronaldo from Sporting before his move to Manchester United. So it looks like the Gunners will have to make the decision on whether they sign Tiago Tomas, and we have to wait and see how this transfer pans out. So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Arsenal suffer blow on Jack Grealish's £100 million transfer deal. So the reports are stating that in a blow to any Arsenal fan dreaming of signing Jack Grealish this summer, Manchester City have made him their number one target. According to the Mail, the Premier League champions are prepared to spend £100 million on the Aston Villa captain. Manchester City have identified Jack Grealish as their priority target and are ready to break the British transfer record to lure the Aston Villa attacking midfielder to the Etihad this summer. Pep Guardiola's side stormed to the Premier League title with a 12-point gap between themselves and second-placed Manchester United, and the newly crowned champions will look to further strengthen their already star-studded squad over the coming months. Villa's captain and talisman Grealish has been long linked with a possible big money move to Old Trafford, but it appears the 25-year-old may be set for the blue half of Manchester to join United's noisy neighbours if Pep Guardiola gets his way. Jack Grealish is viewed as a player who could form part of the core of Guardiola's rebuild, with the City head coach determined not to rest on his laurels and plan for the future. Villa are unsurprisingly reluctant to part with Jack Grealish and will only consider an agreement for their prized possession, a homegrown product of their academy, if the British transfer record is said to be broken. The England international was sidelined for 3 months with a shin injury towards the end of the season, but helped his boyhood club to 11th place finish with 6 goals and 10 assists across the Premier League campaign. And while Jack Grealish was used sparingly following his return to action, Dean Smith has reassured Gareth Southgate that the midfielder is 100% ready to feature at this summer's European Championships. Jack is 100%, the Villa manager said. Firstly, we have to make sure he was ready to play for Villa. That's what he wanted to make sure he was ready for as well. We wouldn't take a risk with only 4 games to go with a player of Jack's standing and quality unless it was the right thing to do. We all believed it was the right thing to do for him and for Villa. Then once the season finished, if he gets picked for England, which he hopefully does, then it's the right thing for England as well. Smith added, the first 2/3 of the season, Jack was one of the best players in the Premier League. It is easy to forget that because he missed so much at the break and the back end, but I don't think the FA have. He did so well and impressed when he arrived to the England squad, while his standing in the game in the Premier League has gone up another level. They were probably just behind us in wanting to be back as soon as possible. He does probably started 2 years ago when we got to the Premier League. He's had ups and downs, and most people do, but he handles it well. He has matured as a person, and let's hope he can go there and light it up. I'm sure he can. So it looks like Dean Smith is very keen on making sure that Jack Grealish is playing in the Euro for England. But in terms of Arsenal, they have suffered a major blow because Manchester City have made Jack Grealish their priority targets, and in terms of Arsenal fans have been wishing to try and sign Jack Grealish. They have been dreaming for Arsenal to splash the cash on this brilliant player, in my opinion. So you have to wait and see how this transfer pans out, but other than that, guys, remain blessed. Stay tuned for the next video, and peace.